are holy. Oh, so holy. You are holy. Oh, so holy. What a privilege and an honor. What a privilege and an honor to worship at your throne, to be called into your presence as your own, as your own. You are holy. You are holy. Oh, so holy. You are holy. You are holy. Oh, so holy. Oh, so holy. What a privilege and an honor. What a privilege and an honor to worship at your throne, to be called to your presence as your own, as your own. You are faithful. Oh, so faithful. Yes, you are. You are faithful. You are faithful. Oh, so faithful. What a privilege and an honor. What a privilege and an honor to worship at your throne. To worship at your throne. To be called into your presence as your own. As your own. You are worthy. You are worthy. Oh, so worthy. Oh, so worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. Oh, so worthy. What a privilege and an honor. What a privilege and an honor to worship at your throne. To be called into your presence as your own. Last time you are holy. You are holy. Oh, so holy. You are holy. You are holy. Oh, so holy. What a privilege. What a privilege and an honor to worship at your throne. To be called into your presence as your own.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
All honor, praise, esteem goes to the Kodesh one of Israel, the one who is holy, the one who is faithful, the one who is worthy. Elohim Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Yahuwah, Zabaoth is his name.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Our strength and our redeemer.
Yes.
We are now in the Torah portion that could really be called the birth of a nation. Bo, which means to come or to go. Most I tells Moshe to go to Pharaoh. It's Bo. Last portion, of course, we had the first 7 plagues. The hardening of Pharaoh's heart by Pharaoh through the Most High, putting him in situations that will reveal what his inside show. Oh, Shemot, that's commonly called Exodus month. That's Exodus, but the word means, Shemot means names. But this is the book of Exodus. In the book of Shemot, commonly called Exodus, chapter 10, 1, and we'll be reading through 13, 16. Just a brief synopsis. We will be going over the last 2 plagues of the judgment of Mitzrayim and the Elohim of Mitzrayim. We'll be seeing the initiation in the institution of Pesach,
Yes.
what it means, who is it for. We'll be seeing the beginning of our calendar season, which I wish it was as simple as back then. We'll get to that in a little bit. Can y'all hear me on Zoom? This will be our only chance to talk, so can y'all hear me on Zoom?
It's a little hard to hear you.
Can you hear me now, Mom?
It's a little hard to hear you.
Okay. Okay. You want to put it like right here? Just put it right here. Yeah.
There's a plug over there.
Now, Ima, if you can't hear now, you just gonna have to come.
You know you got money.
Okay. I'm not, Mom, I promise. I know I'll see you sooner than later. You good now, Mom?
I can hear you. I can still look from background noise, but I'll be fine. Thank you.
Okay, hallelujah. Okay, so we are in the soul portion of the book. So, any questions, any concerns in regards to anything that we read or that you have read? Okay, here we go. Chapter 10, verse 1.
And Yahuwah said unto El Moshe, go in unto Pharaoh.
Okay, now don't slow down. When you read, can you read slower and louder? And when you move on to the next chapter, let them know.
Shemot, Exodus chapter 10, verse 1. And Yahuwah said unto El Moshe, go in unto Pharaoh, for our heart is hard, and the heart of his servants, that I might show these my signs before him.
Verse 2, you can read from 1 to 2.
And that you may tell in the ears of your son and of your son's sons what things I have wrought in Mitzrayim, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know how that I am Yahuwah.
Okay, Karen, Paul. So if I put this right here, right, you may not look. Who is that? Who brand is that?
Night.
If this was yellow, who brand would that be? Y'all eat too much. I can't draw anything else. It's just those two, though. Those are easy for me. This is what the most helps. So when somebody says the Elohim that brought the Hebrews out of the land of Mizraim, you know that is Yahuwah, right? This is him establishing his brand. The word is oath,
Yeah.
or oath, which means sign, signal, distinguishing mark, or remembrance. So he said, I am working my signs right now. I am building my brand so that everybody throughout the earth will know that I am Elohim.
O.P.?
Oath.
Oh, okay.
It's O-T-H. It's H226 for in insurance and coordinates.
It's a sign.
And to show what it is in terms of the brand, I'm going to go to Yirmiyahu, commonly called Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 14. And this is in regards to the second Exodus, where it says, assuredly, a time is coming, declares Yahuwah, when it shall no more be said, as Yahuwah lives who brought the Israelites out of the land of Egypt, but rather, as Yahuwah lives who brought the Israelites out of the north land, and out of the lands of which he banished them. For I will bring them back to their land, which I gave to their fathers. Go to 23:7, same book. Book of Yirmiyahu, commonly called Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 7.
Therefore, behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that they shall no more say Yahweh lives, which brought the children of Yasharel out of the land of Mitzrayim. But Yahweh lives, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Yasharel out of the north country and from all countries, whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
Right. So it says, not the one that brought the Israelites out, but the one who brought their seed out. So the ones that will come from the people that I brought out of Mitzrayim, that will be my brand then.
Yeah.
Y'all think that Egypt was something, wait till you see I judge the world and bring the offspring of my people out. So you see that he's building his brand. Let's go back to
What's the first scripture in Jeremiah?
16:14. The second was 23:7, same book. Okay, we're gonna go back to Shemot, commonly called Exodus chapter 10. And we're gonna continue at verse 3.
And Moshe and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh, and said unto him, Thus says Yahuwah Allah of the Iberim, how long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go that they may serve you. Else, if you refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow will I bring the locusts into your coast, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth. And they shall eat the remnant of that which is escaped, which remains unto you from the hill, and shall eat every tree which grows for you out of the field. And they shall fill your houses, and the houses of all your servants, and the houses of all the Mitzrayim, which neither your fathers nor your fathers' fathers have seen, since the day that they were upon the earth until this day. And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh, and Pharaoh's servants said unto him, How long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve Yahweh Elohim. Know ye not yet that Mitzrayim is destroyed? And Moshe and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, and he said unto them,
Sleep back here. So you see the servants begin to see that they are being baited into their own self-destruction.
Yeah.
So I said, how long will you let these people be a snare to us? Let them go worship their God. Do you not know that Egypt is being destroyed? Pretty much by you doing this, we're destroying ourselves because of you.
Yeah. Go. Started 8. And Moshe and Aaron went, and Moshe and Aaron were brought again to Pharaoh, and he said unto them, Go, serve Yahweh Elohim. But who are they that shall go? And Moshe said, We will go with our young, and with our old, with our sons, and with our daughters, with our flocks, and with our herds. We will go. For we must hold a feast unto Yahweh.
So nobody's being left behind. Everybody must go.
Yeah.
We're not leaving nothing behind. Man.
And he said unto them, Let Yahweh be so with you, so I will let you go. And your little ones, look to it, for evil is before you. Not so, go now. Ye got our men and serve Yahweh, for that ye did desire. And they were driven out from Pharaoh's presence. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Stretch out your hand over the land of Mitzrayim for the locusts, that they may come up upon the land of Mitzrayim, and eat every herb of the land, even all that the hail has left. And Moshe stretched forth his hand, stretched forth his rod over the land of Mitzrayim. And Yahuwah brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts.
So you see, what mercy would leave behind, your pride destroys.
Yeah, that's dope.
So hail left, the Most High left some of the crops and things like that from the hail.
Yeah.
And you had a chance to, eat the little bit that's left, just let the people go. But because you're prideful, even what the Most High tried to give you out of his mercy, now he's going to take that too.
Right, because they didn't want the children to go, they just wanted the men to go.
Pharaoh was just the one that meant to go.
Cause he know if you leave the wives and the children, you'll come back.
Right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
You said what mercy, what was that?
What mercy leaves, pride destroys.
Thank you.
No problem, mama. And that's Mishlei 16:18. It says that pride goes before what?
Before destruction.
And a haughty heart before destruction. Okay. Read up 15 ago.
And Moshe stretched forth his rod over the land of Mitzrayim, and Yehovah brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locust. And the locust went up over all the land of Mitzrayim, and rested in all the coast of Mitzrayim. Very grievous were they. Before them, there were no such locusts as they, neither after shall be such. For they covered the face of the whole earth. That's a lot of locusts, man. So that the land was desolate, and they did eat every herb of the land, and all the fruit of the trees, which the hell had left. And there remained not any green thing in the trees, or in the herbs of the field, through all the land of Mitzrayim.
Okay. I was talking to, it's probably 15, but I was talking to Don E back then during the week, and he was like, when there were locusts sent, that the people automatically knew that they were being plagued by some type of Halloween.
So everybody knew what that meant.
Yeah, so everybody knew that this is because of them Hebrew people. You know who they are? They gotta go. This is because of them. In verse 15, you said, it is darkened, right? You said, verse 15.
Yeah.
And here all the land, and the land was darkened.
Yeah.
That word is kashak, which is H2821. So, as mercy is leaving, darkness arrives.
Yeah.
So, kashak, this means to become dark, to grow dim, to be darkened. So this is, you know, like when you're growing up, I don't know, I didn't have these type of rules, but I heard my friends did. You better be in before the street lights come on, right?
Yeah.
So the street lights usually on when it's dark.
Yeah.
So once you start seeing it get evening,
That's
it's
right.
twilight, that's when you start going in the house, right?
That's right.
Yeah, okay, that's the same thing going on here. It's time for you to start, you know, try to get close to the house so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's getting dark. The mercy's gonna leave once it gets dark. Once it's dark, it's a problem.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you know, you can get closer. You know, play in the cul-de-sac until it gets dark. At least you can see the house.
How you spell that?
Kashak. Chashak. That's just how I spell it. Mom, you can spell it how it sounds too.
Okay.
Shak. That's Hebrews 2821 in your Strong's Concordance. 2821. So I want to go to Micah 3:6. It said, assuredly, it shall be night for you, so that you cannot prophesy, and it shall be dark for you, so that you cannot divine. The sun shall set on the prophets, and the day shall be darkest for them. The seers shall be shamed, and the diviners shall be confounded. So, this is in Micah. This is the Most High saying that I'm going to start to take away your ability to see.
That's right.
I'm going to start to take away the spirit from your prophets, so that they will not be able to see. Also in Amos 8, 8 and 9. He said, in that day declares my Elohim, my Lord God, I will make the sun set at noon. I will darken the earth on a sunny day. I will turn your festivals into mourning and all your songs into divergence. I will put sackcloth on all loins and tonsures on every head. I will make it mourn as for an only child, all of it on a bitter day. This is when he will send a famine on the, I'll just read this. Verse 11, a time is coming, declares Yahuwah, my Elohim, when I will send a famine upon the land, not a hunger for bread or a thirst for water, but hearing the words of Elohim.
Yeah.
Men shall wander from sea to sea and from north to east to seek the word of Yahuwah, but they shall not find it. This is when it gets is growing dark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see your hand in front of your face.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One more. Yeshua, commonly called Isaiah, chapter 13. 9 and 10. Verses 9 and 10. It said, Lo, the day of Yahuwah is coming with pitiless fury and wrath, with merciless fury and wrath, to make the earth a desolation, to wipe out the sinners upon it. The stars and constellations of heaven shall not give off their light. The sun shall be dark when it rises, and the moon shall not diffuse no glow. This is when it's coming. Let's go back to Shemot. Commonly called Exodus. Back to Exodus 10, and we stopped at 16.
Then Pharaoh called for Moshe and Aaron to in haste. And he said, I have sinned against Yahweh, Elohim, and against you. Now therefore forgive, I pray you, my sin, only this once, and entreat Yahweh, Elohim, that he may take away from me this death only.
Sounds familiar, right? Keep going.
And he went out from Pharaoh and entreated Yahweh. And Yahweh turned a mighty strong wind, a mighty strong wind, which took away the locusts and cast them into the Red Sea. There remained not one locust in all of the coast of Mitzrayim. But Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that he would not let the children of Yeshua go. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, stretch out your hand toward the heavens, that there may be darkness over the land and of Mitzrayim, even darkness which may be felt. Wow.
That's right.
Man. Right? Wow. And Moshe stretched forth his hand toward the heavens, and there was a thick darkness in all of the land of Mitzrayim. 3 days. They saw not one another. Neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Yeshua had light in their dwelling.
Hold on. So, that word for darkness there is the word right above kashat, which is koshek. So this is when it is dark.
Yeah.
Darkness, obscurity, a secret place. Adon always kind of goes back to Bereshit when we start reading, right? I'm gonna go back to Bereshit too, Adon, don't worry about it. In Bereshit chapter 1, verse 1 and 2, it said, when Elohim began, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth.
Yeah.
And the earth being unformed and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep. With darkness over the face of the deep. That's the same word. So he put them back in a place of chaos and without form. Where there was no life.
Told, yeah.
Yes.
He put them back in a sense of death.
Yeah.
He brought them back to the beginning. But it says, there was light where?
In their homes, in the Israelites' homes.
In Israel.
Yep.
Now, but it says gross darkness. So that word is afela, which is 8653. That means calamity, wickedness, gloominess. So not only was it dark and chaotic, but it was wicked. There was a wicked darkness that was placed upon it.
Wow.
What is that called again?
Afela. Miss Jessica, don't talk about my handwriting, okay? I know I spelled all those. No, I did. I know I put all the letters in there. It's possible. Yes, that means darkness. So not only was this the darkness of death and chaos, but there was calamity and wickedness within it. When one tries to walk in kosher, this occurs. So when you try to walk, when you're in complete darkness, that's when the wickedness arrives home. That's when it comes. So I want to go to Dabarine, commonly called Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Deuteronomy 28 is a special chapter for us, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Have mercy.
Chapter 28, verses 28 and 29. And it says, Yahuwah, I got that. Yahuwah will strike you with madness, blindness, and dismay. You shall grope as at noon, as a blind man gropes in the dark. You shall not prosper in your ventures, but shall be constantly abused and robbed, with no one to give help. Constantly abused and robbed, with no one to help us. Yes, sir. What you put for yourself? Amos chapter 5, verse 18. Amos chapter 5, verse 18 through 20. And it says, you who wish for the day of Yahuwah, why should you want the day of Yahuwah? It shall be darkness, not light. As if a man should run from a lion and be attacked by a bear. Or if he got indoors to lean his hand on the wall and be bitten by a snake. Surely the day of Yahuwah shall be not light, but darkness. Blackest night without a glimmer. This shall be the day of Yahuwah. The Most High is, he's scary. 419. I'm sorry. Amos, but I don't see a 19 verse. We can go back to Exodus. I must have missed a place there. I'm sorry. Let's go back to Exodus. Shemot, commonly called Exodus. It's on your phone. It's probably the second book up there. It's got a big E. That's capital E. Yes, thank you. We are on, 10:22. No, 10:24, 24, look at 24. They just got out darkness.
And Pharaoh called unto Moshe and said, Go ye serve Yahuwah. Only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you. And Moshe said, You must give us also sacrifices, burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice unto Yahuwah Elohim. Our cattle also shall go with us. There shall not a hoof be left behind. For thereof was we take to serve Yahweh Elohim, and we know not with what we must serve Yahweh until he come thither. But Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let them go. And Pharaoh said unto them, Get you from me. Take heed to yourself, see my face no more. For in that day you see my face, you shall die. And Moshe said, You have spoken well. I will see your face again no more.
Moshe has gotten real comfortable in his position. First he was a man of uncircumcised lips.
Yeah.
Now he said, well, I'm not leaving a hoof behind. We ain't leaving nothing.
Take you
Everything gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 11.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Mitzrayim, after which he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out. Wow. Hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and every man borrow of his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor jewels of silver and jewels of gold. And Yahweh gave the people favor in the sight of the Mitzrayim. Moreover, the man Moshe was very great in the land of Israel, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people.
Okay, so the Most High gave both the men and the women favor with the ministry. At first he said just the women. He said, tell the women to do this. Now he's telling men and women to do it. And I told y'all Moshe has become real bold, and that's also in the Hebrews. So at the beginning, when he was in chapter 2, when he was growing up from his mother, and it said that that he grew strong.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was when he was growing great, growing significant. Now it said that he is very great amongst the people. That's the word above that, which is the goal, which means he's very great, and he has grown into that.
Yeah.
So now he has grown fully into the position of who Elohim has called him to be.
Because Elohim told Moshe, that I will make you like God, and Aaron like your prophet.
Yeah.
So they began to actually see him like a God, because he was, because Elohim, Yahweh, made him great. He grew into that greatness, because that was the will of Yahweh.
Now, my question would be, isn't that the same will for all of us?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because he said, know ye not that you are what?
God's.
But you would have to grow into that role, right?
Yeah.
It's not just placed on you, it's just
Yeah.
something that you grow into.
Mhm. It's a process.
Okay, go on, verse 4.
And Moshe said, thus says Yahweh, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Mitzrayim, and all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sits upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the minster that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beast. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Mitzrayim, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. But against any of the children of Yashael shall not a dog move his tongue. Against man or beast, that ye may know how that Yahweh puts a difference between the Mitzrayim and Yashael.
Hold on, time out. So Goshen is not in Mizraim? Goshen is in Mizraim? Okay. So he said he's going to plague all of Mizraim. So he put a distinguishment between Egypt and Israel. What's that mark? Or what's the distinguishing aspect? I'm talking about it later.
Oh, about that.
It's in the
Want
next
the
one.
answer?
I mean, I know you got the answer, but
Oh, what's that?
go ahead. Just tell me.
It's the blood.
Okay, all right.
The
Stop
blood
right
that
there.
he put on the throat.
Right. The blood.
So who made the distinguishment? Is it, which is in my chapter 12 notes, thank you. Who made the distinguishment? Is it Elohim or is it you?
Yeah, we make this.
Because you gotta choose to put blood
Yeah.
on
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Elohim just don't make you, cause you Israel, cause you over there in Goshen with the light, that you're not exempt from the plagues
That's right.
of the
Yeah.
nation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just cause you in the right area.
That's right.
Okay.
Still gotta do
Just
what
have
it
to
said.
do, just have to be
Still
obedient.
gotta do what it said.
Just cause you can come over my house and, talk scripture to once you
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to read some definitions of distinguish. I gave the answer. Being identifying or characteristic mark to point out a difference. This one was interesting. It says to make oneself prominent and worthy of respect through one's behaviors or achievements. That's distinguished. A man becomes distinguished or woman through their actions.
To make one,
To make oneself prominent and worthy of respect through one's own behavior or achievements. Make oneself prominent and worthy of respect through one's behavior or achievements. That is to distinguish. The Most High gives you the opportunity, but you must distinguish yourself from amongst the nations. I just said that Moshe was a Mitzrayim, that's what his wife called him, right?
Yeah.
He said, oh, some Egyptian helped me. So you look the same. It's something that you gotta do. Something that you gotta do. Verse 8, 11:8.
And all these your servants shall come down unto me, and bow down themselves unto me, saying, Get you out, and all the people that follow you. And after that I will go out. And you went out from Pharaoh in a great anger. And Yahweh said unto Moshe,
Time out. Earlier he said, don't see me again or you gonna die. So did Moshe like take a break, the Most High speak to him, and then he kept going, or did he leave and come back?
Seems like he's left and came back.
I'm just asking, make sure that y'all still, y'all understand. I didn't know, y'all gotta help me sometimes. Alright. Verse 9, go ahead, Don.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Mitzrayim. And Moshe and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, so that he would not let the children of Yahshua go out of his land.
Okay. So now we are about to come into the last plague. In chapter 12, this is the beginning of the end of Egypt.
Yeah.
All right? Let's go, Don.
And Yahweh spoke unto El Moshe and El Arab in the land of Mitzrayim, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It should be the first month of the year to you.
Okay. Hold on. So, right now we're going to discuss the calendar. I'm just playing, no we're not, because I don't have any, there is no definite answer for the calendar right now. Israel is completely divided. And yes, we have some people who go off the Enoch calendar. We have some people that, the Enoch calendar goes off the spring equinox.
Yeah.
And they mark that as the beginning of the year, and then they just go from there. And what's with the Enoch calendar is a 30-day count. Some people go off the moon, like Imam said. They go off the moon in the season of barley, which we're discussing a little bit. The barley has to be ripe. And they look for the new moon, or some look for the full moon, or some look for no moon. These are all the different paradigms and mindsets in the quote-unquote nation of Israel right now. So with that being said, we won't deal with any of that. We'll just go with this on the calendar that you can see, and we'll just move like that to the Most High correction. It said this is the beginning of months for you. The Most High gives the first statute to the nation. Why would it have to do with cycles? I don't want to get into a calendar debate due to no real absolutes other than the season of Abib. However, I would like to focus on you. There are 3 words that I would like to focus on. Okay, everybody understand this? That only when you grow up will you come out. And you'll understand that more in just a second. Only when you grow up. Okay, so we got 3 words. The first is Rosh. Rosh. Not Roach. Rosh. Azar, what that mean?
Right. Shit.
Yellow D, y'all know what y'all Rosh is?
Roach?
Nobody know what that Rosh is? Okay. Never mind.
Okay, no, they're not gonna say it.
I know they don't.
Yeah.
Because I think she was born. Thank you.
What about Mama? Rosh. Bereshit. This is the root of that. In the beginnings, Rosh is the singular form of that. So this is Rosh. Number 2, we have, this is for beginning. So I'm gonna underline in the definition which word is used in it. Yes. Kodesh. Not that one. That Kodesh is with a clock. This with a cat. What? It's very similar. Kodesh. You know what this means?
Kodesh first, the head of the month, is the month, right?
Okay. Month. Moon. Now, it says moon in the definition. We personally, I don't know that that is correct based on. There's another word for moon, which is Yareak. Yarak. So that word is also for moon. So this, they say it means moon. I'm just letting y'all know what it is. It also says it means new moon. Okay. The reason I put this up there is for this word. Really, I don't really care about that word. Dash, which means to renew. This is the root of this word. To renew, repair, or my favorite one, to renew oneself. Which, if you want to call it a moon, now I would have to ask you, how does the moon renew oneself with light if it's based off the sun?
What are the numbers that you put beside?
Okay,
So the concordance is
So if you want to look it up, just make sure I'm not lying wrong, you can always just look in it. And then a bead. A bunch of words. A bead, what does a bead mean?
Green and ear, young,
So,
fresh.
one means spring. Well, this is what we call spring, the spring season. It means ripe, fresh. But in all actuality, I know some research, it's not just that. It's fresh and ripe, but it really means mature. So when the barley is like, it just came up and stuff like that, and you try to see if it has the green ears, it turns into mush. But when it's a bead and you do the process of it, you actually see the green ears in it, or you see the seed in it. So it's not just when it's fresh and ripe, but when it's mature. So when you go back, okay, so wait on that part. Okay. All right, so we have Rosh, Kodesh, Abib. So once again, like I said, I don't want to deal with the calendar, right? I only want to deal with you. And this is why. What day is the new year?
First January first.
Which day is the new year for the Hebrews? Which day?
For the Hebrews or for you?
No, my question is very specific. Which day is the Hebrew for the Hebrew?
What? That didn't make no sense.
I mean, which day is the first day?
First day is spring.
The first day is spring.
Not necessarily, because if they go by the moon.
It's the first one.
We always know March 21st is the first day of spring, but that's not always the full moon. So what they do is, they say is, okay,
After the first day of spring,
after the first day of spring, the first moon will be considered the
So
first.
what day would that be?
That was their it changes every year.
It changes every year.
There's not a
Yeah.
specific one.
Okay.
That's right.
Now, when does your cycle begin?
My cycle.
Uh-huh. I'll give you a hint. It's tomorrow.
No, it's February.
No, it is tomorrow. My birthday.
Okay.
Ah.
When is your cycle?
Oh, yeah, that's like his birthday tomorrow.
When does your cycle start?
April 4th.
Okay. When does your cycle start? I mean, I'm just really, now I'm just asking for birthdays, because y'all kind of get it. When does your cycle start, Mom?
May 2nd.
When does your cycle start?
14th, February 14th.
Oh. When does your cycle start? July 9th? Hang on, make a joke. When does your cycle start, Mom? When is yours?
November 28th.
Avia?
August 21st.
Smokes me.
September 23rd.
Sis?
September 20th.
Okay, y'all, I don't know if y'all know y'all birthdays. You know your birthday. When does your cycle start?
January 21st.
Yermia, when does your cycle start?
May 9th.
That's right, baby.
Ariel, when does your cycle start?
January 13th.
Uh-huh. See? She the only one.
You know,
In a day.
when is your birthday?
Oh, February 27th.
Oh gosh, what is February,
Yeah.
baby? December 22nd. Okay, so,
That was your 3 years out there too?
yeah, this
That's
is.
what, nobody can. Oh. Okay, yeah, moving
Yes,
on.
ma'am.
Okay, I'm okay. I can't do that. Okay,
Yeah, beloved.
so, you have Abib, you have Kodesh, and you have Rosh. Okay, so your head should be renewed at the beginning of your cycle.
Mm.
Your mindset should be renewing every time your cycle comes around.
Oh, that is
How do you do that?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you. See, this don't have the New Testament in it. Can you turn in
My phone does.
Hebrews?
Romans 12.
How you know, Mama? Can you turn to that,
My
please?
favorite scriptures.
Oh, that's
Romans
it.
12, 1 and 2.
Romans 12, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Be not conformed to the world, but be transformed by the
renewing
renewing
of
of
your
your
mind.
mind.
Oh,
You may know
okay.
everything that's good, acceptable, perfect.
There you go.
Hallelujah. That's verse 2. Now, what is verse? I'm just
That's
playing.
my last tattoo.
Verse 1 says, I ask you, my brother, to make your body a living sacrifice, which is your reasonable service. Okay, and then be not conformed to the world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Which is good. Okay, so he was telling you on your cycle, your mind should elevate. So you have a Rosh Kodesh, and every year you should be maturing. Every year something should be growing in you. So we don't have to worry about the new year. Yes, we worry about it because that's our feast days. But for you, you know when your cycle begins.
Coming from sky.
Oh,
So if we're trying to use this as what we should be doing, okay, that means that every new year, we should be coming out of some type of bondage. We should be coming out of something from last year, and now we're moving into a new cycle because we're maturing. We are mature enough to handle it. For example, in Shemot 12, 1 and 2, it says, he's speaking to Moshe, this shall be the Rosh Kodesh for you. What's happening to Aaron and Moshe? They are going from leading people in bondage, now they're leading them as a nation. So they're walking into something new. The Most High can't place you into something new if you're not a bee. If your mind hasn't been renewed, he can't take you and put you into another cycle. You're just going to continue the old one. That's why you see people on the street corners, they 50, 60 years old, still waiting for high schoolers to get out.
that's right.
Or somebody's on the job, complete over and over again, and they're not developing. Waiting for high schoolers to get out, as in they trying to highlight the scenes.
Or you see somebody
Okay,
never
but you
seen
said it
in a
before
long
a second.
time and they talk about how things used to be.
Yeah, I remember the good old days. I used to get a 40 cents.
I don't want them days back.
I remember the good old days, I used to have the wall, it was quiet, the music was good.
So that's like putting them on the darkness. Darkness into like, constantly taking them on the darkness. It's like,
Anybody else wants water while I'm on water duty?
well, that's
Yeah, I got half.
You say you want water? You want a match?
I got half.
You mean more cold? You want cold or
We got the
warm?
bowl over there in that corner.
Cold or warm?
I gotta get back up. I was down there. I gotta do that. I gotta
We
get
about
back
to
up
throw a
there.
stripe on this Shabbat.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
She said,
Look, if y'all get this water, you're gonna have to drink all of it.
Next.
You're not leaving no half a bottle sitting around.
For water,
Where's the Jeremiah?
cold or warm?
Warm.
We missed. You want to try again?
No, I just want to say
Okay, we gonna try again. Yeah.
Hold on,
Okay, so, okay, everybody good with the water break? Everybody good? Commercial?
Soda.
Mama, you good?
Thank you.
I'm good. What do you want, son? You got your water. You want your water. She's got it. I understand.
So do we have any questions in regards to that?
That is excellent.
It's, a B, also one of the definitions for a B, which I believe I'll get down, is in a state of maturity that prepares it to be used. You cannot use it until it is mature. So if you wonder why the Most High, say that again, Mom. I said, one of the definitions of a bead is being in a state of maturity that prepares it to be used. Okay, so if you're wondering why the Most High hasn't used you yet, maybe you're not a bead.
Uh-oh.
Maybe you're still in the last days, or you haven't completed the last cycle. So the Most High can't pick you up and now put you in a position. Moshe was in Pharaoh's house. He matured.
Yeah.
He was able to discern right and wrong. He judged, and then he was placed in another cycle. Now he's in Jethro's house
Yeah.
with a priest. He matures, he goes through his cycles, and then now he's ready to be summoned somewhere else
Yeah.
for about 2 weeks. Because all this took place in about, I say, a month's time.
Okay.
The whole, all the plays, all of that took place in a month's time. I say that because he was 80. He was 80 when he came and spoke to Pharaoh. He was 120 when he died. They spent 40 years in the wilderness.
Right.
So it would have had to 40 and 120. 40 and 80 is 120. So it would have had to been in between the 80 and 81st year in order for him to go out. Okay. So this is what we need to focus on, not necessarily the calendar, because until we renew all of our minds, we can't fully worship the Creator anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the beginning of months for you. All right, okay, now let's get to Pesach. Verse 3, though. Shemot 12.
Speak unto all the assembly, Yahshua said, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of the fathers, a lamb for a house. Yeah, that's what I'm catching you.
Now, if the household is too small for a lamb to be consumed, let him and his next door neighbor take one according to the number of people in the household, according to what each man can eat.
Okay.
You are to divide the lamb.
Okay. So that means, all right, I can't get a lamb, and it's only me and my Esau. But his lamb is going to feed them and probably have some left over. So he gets a lamb, and he says, y'all come over here so y'all can do the Pesach.
Right,
So it's not just about your household.
right.
Yisrael was to make sure everybody was straight, because we didn't want to see any of our firstborn perish.
Thank you.
So it's about a collective union. What you don't have and I have, you have.
Yeah.
Supposed to.
Yeah. It's supposed to. Yeah. Forget that. Coming out of darkness.
Cause I'm supposed to love my neighbor as myself.
Yep.
Okay, cool. You can love the first one.
Verse what? 4. Your lamb shall be without blemish, and male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole multitude of the sin of Yeshua shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take up the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and matzah, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden, at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the curtains thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remains of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
And hold on, you got a question?
No, I was just, for those who don't know what matzah is.
Oh,
Oh, we know.
unleavened bread?
Yeah.
Okay, so, okay, I'm glad you stopped there anyway. These are the instructions that will save your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just putting blood on the door. All of these instructions are necessary.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're a person that kind of wanders off when the Most High is talking, you're gonna miss something that probably could save your life.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like that.
So we are to eat it with our loins girded,
Yeah.
shoes on our feet, and the staff in our hand.
Mm-hmm.
We are to eat it ready to go, knowing that the Most High is going to deliver us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have leftovers, but we're eating on the run. No, we're not trying to eat in the can. Okay, go ahead, verse 11.
And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is your horse aside. For I will pass through the land of Mitzrayim this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, both men and beasts. And against all the Elohim of Mitzrayim I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a mark upon the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you. When I smite the land of Mitzrayim.
Okay, so that is what distinguishes you, is the blood.
Mm-hmm.
Or the information, the life on your heart. I mean, on your doorpost. When I strike the land, so that is what sets you apart. And this is who's based out? The Jews,
No, Yahweh.
the Hebrews,
No, Yahweh.
the Israelites.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter who you are, if you believe in any of this.
Yeah.
Okay, verse 14.
And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and you shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by ordinance forever. 7 days shall ye eat matzah. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eats homage from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Yeshua. And in the first day there shall be a holy assembly, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy assembly unto you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
Okay, so the only thing you can do on these days is cook.
And eat.
Yeah.
And eat. Verse 17.
And ye shall guard the feast of matzah, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Mitzrayim. Therefore shall ye guard this day in your generations by ordinance forever. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month, at evening ye shall eat matzah until the 1 and 20th day of the month of evening. 7 days shall there be no Hamas found in your houses, for whosoever eats that which is with Hamas, even that soul shall be cut off from the sin of Yeshua, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. You should eat nothing with Hamas, and all of your habitations shall eat matzah.
Okay.
What is matzah? It's a relevant question.
I didn't say.
Everyone doesn't know.
It is
Okay,
unleavened.
they said they know. I'm trying to tell you, not everyone here knows.
Okay. Matzah is a form of unleavened bread. So most bread that you buy in the store and stuff like that, it has leaven in it.
Yeah.
Which means that it rises. Like, yeast, yes.
Comments?
Because yeast is not the only form of leaven.
There's leaven in ketchup.
Music.
Okay.
You gotta read.
And wine. There's leaven in
Baking soda.
salad dressings.
Yeah.
It's whatever causes something to react.
Okay. So when you say get the leaven out of your house, you mean you can't have ketchup for a week, or
You gotta read.
Detergent.
you gotta read, certain detergents, certain deodorants.
Yeah, wait, no, see that, okay, no, it is, get out your house, okay, yes.
It says get out your house. That mean I gotta pull my oven from behind and clean that too, because there could be bread back there.
There's also no spring cleaning.
Yeah.
That's what spring cleaning is for.
So forewarning.
You clean, you never hear nobody says, oh, I'm gonna do some New Year's cleaning.
Right.
No, it's like, hey, it's New Year's Eve, let's party. But I'm not gonna clean my house to have this fresh for the New Year. But
Right.
spring, oh, like everyone was doing spring cleaning. This is when you wanna clean your house. You wanna remove all the things that has been put in there during the winter time and the fall. And you wanna just clean your house up.
All the same.
I got a question. So leaven, is it only physical?
No. Which is what we were going. No. Go ahead. Oh, okay, no. Leaven is not, leaven is whatever puffs you up. So, reason why you were eating unleavened bread, he tells you, you eat unleavened bread, but this is the day that he brought you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was nothing that you did that you should be puffed up,
Right.
that you should be puffed up about.
Yeah.
So, this is a time of humility. You can only, once you are clean, your mind has been renewed, and now you are, without anything that puffs you up, now you can hear directions for the next year. So, you can't do that with clutter, you can't do that with things from last year around you.
Yep.
You can't do that focusing on what you accomplished last year. That's why all of that is wiped out, and now you can begin anew.
Yes.
So, that's what the leaven is. Now, a counter question would be, should you have leaven at all?
It's kind of worked into our day-to-day lives, not intentionally.
Not talking about food.
It's kind of worked into our day-to-day lives, not intentionally.
No, we shouldn't.
We should not. That we should practice humility.
Right.
However, ain't so many times you're gonna be able to stomp on my foot before I get ready to smack you. I can't help it.
I say, as far as
But you
leaven
will.
is
You
concerned,
gotta go through the process, that's all.
that's what there's a process, and like you said, when you're maturing, there are things that you go through in order to become mature. So at those times, you will get puffed up, you will get that leaven will be in you, but that's why you have to have the time period to actually release it, so you don't bring it into the next phase or the next cycle that you go through.
There you go. And you know what? You gotta want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta want to. In order for it to be done. You gotta want it to be done.
Because if you said a little leaven's a whole lump.
Right.
It takes a whole new meaning to present your bodies as a living sacrifice.
Yeah.
Excuse my drawing ability, they say left handers can draw, some stuff, they lie. So, you have to,
Oh. Sleep. Carry on.
to clean that level out. Before the Pesach. So you have two cycles, or two mentalities. One of these are you. Either you're gonna continue to go, and continue to go, and you never mature, or you're gonna go, and your maturity pushes you to another cycle.
That's it.
Oh, that's a nice illustration.
Thank you. No, I tried. I got stick people I can put on my team.
No, you did good. You did good.
No, but it's either gonna be one or the other, and this occurs around this time. Usually, you know, I don't know if y'all did it, but you know, usually that's where you hear New Year's resolutions and all of that stuff. Yeah, because you're trying to renew your mind. You're trying to get somewhere else. It doesn't really occur because you just spoke. You never change your mind or change your
Thinking.
change your thinking or change your surroundings in order to move to the next cycle.
Yeah, we didn't clean.
You never cleaned out what was in
That's right.
from previous years and previous cycles. This is Pesach. I don't know what we were.
21. Then Moshe called for all the elders of Yeshua and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Pesach. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintels and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. For Yahweh will pass through to smite the Mitzrayim, and when he sees the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, Yahweh shall pass over the door, and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your house to smite you, and ye shall guard this thing for an ordinance to you and to your sons forever. And it shall come to pass when ye are come to the land which Yahweh will give you, according as he has purposed, that ye shall guard this service. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? Then ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of Yahweh's Pesach, who passed over the houses of the children of Yeshua and Mitzrayim, when he smote the Mitzrayim and delivered our houses. And the people bowed their head and worshiped. And the children of Yeshua went away.
Well, yeah, the people bow a little bit. But very something that most people just read over, which I just have a question. So verse 26, it says, when your children ask you, what do you mean by this rite? What do you mean by this ritual? You should say, so on and so forth. Now, it doesn't say, well, I don't know, we just do it because my dad did it, his mom did it. It's, we know the reasons for our customs. If you don't know the reasons, how can you pass it on to them so they can get it?
So you can't say from tradition.
Yeah, it's not from tradition. It is a tradition based on what occurred. But if you never know what occurred, then it holds no weight.
Okay.
Verse 29.
And it came to pass that at midnight, Yahweh smote all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne, and to the firstborn of the captive that was in his dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Mitzrayim, and there was a great cry in Mitzrayim, for there was not a house, but there was not one dead. And he called for Moshe and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye, the children of Yeshua, and go serve Yahuwah, as you have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, as you have said, and be gone, and bless me also. This was a trip for him. Bless me also. That lets you know he believes so. And the Mitzrayim were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we be all dead men. And the people took the dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Yeshua, they according to the word of Moshe, and they borrowed of the Mizraim jewels of silver and jewels of gold and remnant. And Yahuwah gave the people favor in the sight of the Mizraim, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Mizraim. And the children of Yeshua journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot, that were men besides children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even every man, every much cattle, even very much cattle. And they baked matzah, cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Mizraim, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Mizraim, and could not carry it. Neither had they prepared for themselves any visual. Now the sojourning of the children of Yeshua, who dwelt in the land of Mizraim, and in the land of Canaan, and their fathers, was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day, it came to pass, that all the hosts of Yahweh went out from the land of Mizraim. It is a night to be much observed unto Yahweh, for bringing them out from the land of Mizraim. This is the night of Yahweh, to be observed of all the children of Yeshua in their generations. And Yahweh said to Moshe and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Pesach. There shall no stranger eat thereof, but every man's servant that is bought for money, which ye have circumcised, then he shall eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. And one house shall it be eaten. Ye shall not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. All the sins of Yeshua shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with you and will keep the Pesach to Yahuwah, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. One Torah be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourns among you. Thus did all the children of Yeshua, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe and Aaron, so they did. So did they. And it came to pass the selfsame day that Yahuwah did bring the children of Yeshua out of the land of Mizraim by their armies.
So this is a family affair.
Yeah.
Nobody just come in and be like, oh, what y'all doing? We're doing Pesach. Can I come? No. You're not just coming in. You can come to Sukkot. You can probably come to Shavuot. You can't come to Pesach. Because this is about the family. And it's not about the outsiders.
And outsiders, you're saying those who.
Any man who's not circumcised. Anybody who is not cleaving to your house. So if you're not native born, because they're all native born, but if somebody is not cleaving to your house and the man circumcised, then they cannot participate. Somebody who just happens to be working on your gate or something like Pesach, they can't come in. Because it said, 48, if a stranger who dwells with you will offer the Passover to Yahuwah, all his males must be circumcised, then he shall be admitted to offer it. He shall then be as a citizen of the country. This is a passage to citizenship.
So that's everybody who believes. So what I'm saying is, it's a family event, but does that include everyone who just says they're Hebrew? How does that work out?
You have to, there are things that you would have to, your first day can't be Pesach that you want to come and be a citizen.
Okay.
For one, the male would have to be circumcised. So you're a circumcised male, you're coming in, okay, cool, you still gonna sit, you'll get a piece of lamb. But outside of that, if you're not circumcised as a male, and if you have not gone through if you haven't settled with us, and you kind of pledged your allegiance to our Elohim, not really to us. If you haven't pledged your allegiance to our Elohim, then no.
So it's to kind of give it in a different perspective, someone who is, let's say, born overseas, and they come to live in the States, and they're living in our community, right? Because they're living within our community, they're the strangers, they're not foreigners, because now they're living within us, right? But those who are just passing by, those are the foreigners, those are the ones who are not, those are the ones who are not supposed to partake in the circumcision or not.
Well, if you come and live in our neighborhood, say you came to live in the neighborhood, right? And everybody is doing particular traditions every year. If you never come to any of the traditions, technically you're not a part of that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because you don't do anything that we do. So we wouldn't, if a fight broke out, a war broke out, we wouldn't come and get you first. I say that. We wouldn't come and get you first. Because we take care of the family first, and then we take care of those who are outside the house. You said you had other questions.
I have a question. Would that be the same as with how taking communion is taught? Because communion is taught that you don't take communion if you have not received Messiah, if you have not received Father, because it says that you bring damnation unto yourself. So it's like you have not.
Doing something that's close.
Yeah, right. You're taking in ordinances, or you're taking something into yourself that you haven't been cleansed, and you haven't been washed, and you haven't been redeemed.
You haven't been
Going through the process.
initiated.
Right.
Right, you haven't gone through that process, the process of the brother. So you're not supposed to take communion.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it that sense of
Yes.
similarity?
Yes. I'm not gonna mess with communion. Right.
But I'm saying, that's what I mean,
no,
that's what
I
I'm
got
to
you.
compare it to
I was
taking,
scared. I was
to
scared
doing
take the
Pesach.
I was scared of the cracker baby juice when I said that. I know. Don't do it unless you're ready. I ain't gonna do it. But then when I did taste it, it used to be like 2 of the juice cups. Anyway, that's not good.
Take 2 little pieces of crackers.
Yeah, it'd be like, you gonna drink to us?
Yeah.
That there's rubber.
Yeah.
So yours was 8.
Because what happened was, you had your Christendom, but before that, you had what they call a dedication, or a confirmation. Which I had to, so when I was 12, I got confirmed. That means I went to classes, no, Presbyterian.
Presbyterian.
Okay.
So I had to go through, had to know the books of the Bible, had to go through all these things. So basically, like a bar mitzvah. So after I was able to pass that, then I was able to partake in communion. I didn't have to be baptized, I just had to be confirmed.
You are nosy.
My catechism. Okay.
Y'all talking about games? You Catholic? No, I'm Presbyterian.
Well, all of that comes under that Catholic faith.
Everything was under
That's why I asked you, because they kind of go through that same thing.
Yeah, I'm just messing
I
with you.
think,
Gangs gotta do that too. You gotta rob an old lady in the parking lot and stuff like that. I ain't messing with y'all. Anyway, let's go to chapter 13.
So how would you know that?
Huh?
How would you know that?
I read it.
You read it.
I read it.
That ain't in the Bible.
It was a chapter 13, verse 1. Shemot.
And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Sanctify unto you, unto me all the firstborn, whatsoever opens the womb among the children of Yeshua, both of man and of beast, it is mine. Moshe said unto the people, remember this day in which ye came out from Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand Yahuwah brought you up from this place. There shall no Hamas to eat. The day came ye out in the month of Abib. And it shall be when Yahuwah shall bring you into the land of the Canaan, and the Canaanites, and the chicken, and the Amorites, and who? The who? The Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he swore unto your fathers to give you. a land flowing with milk and honey, that ye shall keep this service in this month. 7 days you shall eat matzah, and in the 7th day shall be a feast to Yahweh. Matzah shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall no hamatz be seen with you. Neither shall be leaven seen with you in all of your quarters. And ye shall show your son in that day, saying, this is done because of that which Yahweh did unto me when I came forth out of Israel. And it shall be for a sign unto you upon your hand, and for a memorial between your eyes, that Yahweh's Torah may be in your mouth, or with a strong hand, where Yahweh has Yahweh brought you out of Egypt. Ye shall therefore guard this ordinance in his appointed time from year to year. And it shall be when Yahweh shall bring you into the land of the Canaanites, as he swore unto you and to your fathers, and he shall give it to you, that ye shall set apart Yahweh all that opens the womb, and every firstborn that comes of a beast which ye have. The male shall be yours, and every firstborn of an ass you shall redeem with a lamb. And if you will not redeem it, then you shall break his neck. And all the firstborn of man among your children shall you redeem. And it shall be when your son asks you in time to come, saying, what is this? Then you shall say unto him, by strength of hand, Yahweh brought us out from Mitzrayim, even the house of bondage. And it came to pass, Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that Yahweh slew all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore I sacrifice to Yahweh all that opens the womb, being males, but all the firstborn of my children are redeemed. And it shall be for a mark upon your hand, and for frontlets between your eyes. For my strength of hand, Yahweh brought us forth out of Mitzrayim.
Okay, so, chapter 13 is in regards to the redemption or the consecration of the firstborn male. So originally, the firstborn males were going to be what?
Originally,
Why were they being set apart? I'm sorry.
Because they cracked the womb.
Okay, well, why were they doing that?
Why did they open the womb?
No.
Because their parents were.
Why were they
Okay.
being consecrated?
That's for being priests, becoming priests,
Okay,
right.
so they were being consecrated at that point. That's why they were being redeemed, so on and so forth. They were going to be the Kohanim. Now, well, of course, we'll read about it later, but surely y'all have read it. Who were they replaced by?
The lady.
Levites. So you can go to Numbers 3:44 through 51 to see the process of redemption. The Midbar, commonly called Numbers chapter 3, verses 44 through 51. I'll read it. Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, take the Leviim in place of all the firstborn among the Israelite people, and the cattle of the Levi in place of their cattle. And the Levi shall be mine, Yahuwah. And as for the redemption price of the 273 Israelite firstborn, over and above the number of the Levi, take 5 shekels per head. Take this by the sanctuary weight, 20 gerahs to a shekel. And give the money to Aaron and his sons as the redemption price for those who are in excess. So Moshe took the redemption money from those over and above the ones redeemed by the Leviim, and took the money from the firstborn of the Israelites, 1,365 sanctuary shekels. And Moshe gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons at Yahuwah's bidding, as Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. So what occurred was, he kind of matched them up. For every firstborn, take a Levi. For every firstborn, take a Levi. There were 273 more firstborn than they were Levi. So that's why they had to pay the money in order to redeem them. So they paid the money in order to keep their firstborn from pretty much going into servitude. As far as the donkey and the lamb or the kid, those were actually killed.
And in Exodus 13, verse 9, it talked about a sign being on their arm and on their forehead. What was that?
So your forehead represents your mind, and your hand or and your hand represents your will. So the Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Elohim, Yahweh Echad, and you shall teach these things, and you shall teach your children diligently these words, and they shall be in your heart. They shall be as a sign upon your hand, and as frontness before your face. You shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. So the same thing. That's why you see Jews with a little thing on their head and with the thing around their arm. They take everything physical, which is why they can't be beat. The Most High is saying that these words should be in your mind, so you should be meditating on it, and it should be your will. So everything that you're doing should be in line with what you're studying and what you're meditating on. So the same thing here. This is something that the father should be thinking about, that when it's time for my firstborn son to be birthed, that I need to redeem them. And that's the frontless before the face. And the sign upon my hand is when they are born, this is what I do. So I redeem them. So that's the sign upon your hand and the frontless before your face. What you meditate on and what you do. Any other questions? Well, so that is the end of the portion. The next portion is called, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I know, it's the end.
Earlier we went over Amos, the prophecy. Is that like something that happened already or something to come?
The famine of the word or the day of God?
The darkness.
Oh, no. That's coming.
Yeah.
That's coming.
That was coming.
Yes.
Can you explain once more the circles? Circles here.
These.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you 1 second, Ma.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So the circles, this is one or the other is your mentality and how you live your life.
Okay.
I'm not saying which one, I'm telling you this,
Okay.
your prerogative. So either you're gonna continue to go around in a circle for your cyclical years, so you have years in your life, either you're gonna continue in the cycle, or you're gonna be in a position where the cycle and your momentum pushes you into another cycle.
Okay.
Based on how you are able to think and how you are able to mature through the processes and the situations that the Creator puts you in. So He's going to put you in situations in order for you to mature.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you choose to mature, then you'll move on. If you don't, then you'll stay where you at.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
everybody has the choice to mature. It's not something that's guaranteed to.
Yeah.
You gotta want to.
You are not guaranteed to fulfill your purpose.
Okay, gotta choose.
Yeah, right.
The will of the Creator will be fulfilled,
That's right.
whether it's through you or through somebody else.
That's right.
You got a question? Oh, you just always look puzzled. Anyway, okay, are there any other questions? Where did the mints go? Oh.
They said logo.
They took them.
No, but does anybody else have any questions, concerns, comments? No? Well, the next Torah portion is Beshalah, which starts in Shemot chapter 14, verse 17, and it will end at chapter 18.
Well, excuse me. No, we don't do that over here.
Oh, and it'll end on 17, 16. 17, 16. So, I have to write that up once again, Z. One more time, last call. Anybody have any questions or comments? All right, cool. Cool.
One person does it.
Mom.
17,
16.
Well, thank you for your attentiveness.
Hallelujah.